Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Soul Status After Dark. We are here. It's Monday, so you know what that means. Podcast time, at least at the time of this recording. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope your week is going well. Thank you for spending some time with us as always. It is Chris, it is Mike, it is Moose. We are here hanging out in the shop. If you haven't yet, hit that big long button right underneath the screen. Hit that subscribe button for us. Hit the bell that's probably to the right of it. Click that, make sure that thing is already red. And follow along with us down this journey where we talk about sneakers, pop culture, and everything else that brings us all together. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Wonderful.
Good.
Busy week.
Beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
It was real nice. It's still a foot of snow outside.
It's still nice.
Tomorrow's going to melt. And the next day after that, I mean, just the warm weather is coming, right? That cold break is over.
If that's all the weather that we get, I'm cool with it.
Bro, we were 35 on all December and all of January. I'm like, this is the winter in Ohio is nothing.
Anymore.
Now.
We have our years, though.
We do have our years, but I mean, I might buy a motorcycle.
I don't know if the wife would appreciate
It's only
that.
been winter for 3 months a year.
I mean, that's fine. The wife's just going to be like, do that shit.
I mean, what's a bike? You know, it's a little toy.
All right.
My sneaker game's getting crazy, right? Should look at that like, okay, that's nothing.
I think we're going to figure out who wears the pants in this relationship really quick.
Real fast. It's me.
Oh.
Fucking assholes.
If you see Mike with a bike this spring,
He won.
he won.
He won.
Watch it. She likes bikes. She likes to ride on it. You know? I'm going to get a one-seater.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the little seat to the side?
Like a Harley, you know, Sportster, something nice, something, you know. Somebody's got to live in the family.
And why not be you?
It's got to be her. No, she makes more money than I do.
Living in the city. How was your weekend?
It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, nothing too crazy other than, well, I
Pipes
guess
bursting.
Yeah,
and
you know, pipes bursting,
That's not good.
snow, a couple feet of snow.
Yeah.
You know, having to push around a lot of snow.
You got to throw out all the salt and all that stuff. You got to make sure.
You know,
it
I've
gets
been
dry.
going salt-free because it's been fucking up my driveways in previous years. And since we poured new driveway, new concrete, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to see how.
They have some more environmentally friendly options out there for you.
I know, but salt is like a killer.
Oh yeah, for sure. It eats everything.
Everything from the concrete inside my garage when the snow is melting. I mean, it really messes it up and leaves those divots and all that stuff. But
They have that heat stuff that I can't remember. It's like something chloride or something. It's some kind of like chemical. And as long as you don't have pets, because apparently it's like sweet. It's almost like antifreeze. I feel like it's like little balls of antifreeze.
Okay.
I don't know how good it is for the environment, but that shit works.
I bet.
I went sneaker shopping this weekend. Rode up to the
Yes.
D.
I heard.
Shout out to the Detroit.
Yeah, I got to
What
check
did
out
you
some
think
local
about
shops.
that?
It
Some of
was
the
fine.
shops?
It was interesting to see differences in how people price their shoes. I think a lot of it's kind of based on location. If you're in downtown Detroit, yeah, you're probably going to pay some sort of premium.
You're the high.
Because, you know, they have to pay for that space too. And, you know, you take that into consideration. I did see a pair of trophy rooms. They
Really?
were real. Yes, it's an ashy Jordan 1, but it's still kind of fire.
It's an ashy ass Jordan 1
It's still kind of
for
fire.
$2,000 or $3,000.
How much were they asking for?
I don't remember. I wouldn't be surprised if they were $3,500. But they did have a pair of Galaxy Air Max 90s they wanted like $300 for. That you can get for
Holy
like
smokes.
158 on stock. And I was like,
Now, did
Okay.
you just go to the one store or did you go to two stores?
I went to the Nike outlet. I tried to get to Royal Oak. We didn't go over there to those two stores because it was kind of a big group of us and we were split off. It turned into a mess. But, it
But
was a good time.
downtown, you went to the store that's located downtown, but I know there's another store
There was a couple like
that's doing a pop-up like right around the corner from that store.
No names.
I don't
Yeah.
know if we should name names. Do you think we should?
No, but
I
we
mean,
can
shout out
beep
to
it out.
Nojo's. It was a good time.
Yeah, No Joe's Kicks. No
Yeah,
Joe's
shout out to
Kicks
Nojo's.
was the
a really nice store.
that they're actually located there.
Downtown.
Yeah, right there
Yeah,
downtown.
that's right.
That's like their home base.
There's also Worldwide Vintage.
No, former vintage.
Or former
But
Vintage.
they're normally, I believe, in like Fern or Royal Oak, if I'm not mistaken.
They do, and it's a small little shop.
It's a small shop, but they're
a
doing a
closet.
pop-up right now downtown Detroit.
Very nice.
And when I went down there, I just figured like, oh, okay, No Joe's going to be over here. Maybe former vintage is on the other side of the downtown area. And when
Somewhere.
I drove by, they were like nuts to butts. I mean, you're talking about like next door to each other. So Former Vintage decided to go and do a pop-up right next door to No Joe's. And I wonder how people feel about that. Like, what do you think?
How would you feel if somebody popped up right here at Fiddlesticks?
Oh, I'd feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that competition, does it like breed more innovation on your part?
Yes, but it's not comfortable, and they're definitely going to be taking business away from us because people are going to come down here to patronize us and end up, maybe if they don't buy anything from us, they might go check them out. Yeah. Or in that example, I believe Former Vintage has some more reasonably priced things in their store, so it might make it look not as appealing to walk into No Joe's and spend a premium when you have another store over here that focuses on more used and vintage and that kind of thing, and it's more affordable. I could see Former taking some business away from No Joe's in that scenario.
I mean, he's got a nice shop. It was a really cool pop-up. I thought it was a pop-up.
But it's not just a short pop-up. Like, they're down there for months.
It seems like a long pop-up.
Oh, wow.
You remember back, like,
I
don't know if it was a year ago or something. They maybe it was a couple years ago. They did it in Ann Arbor. They moved to Ann Arbor for a little while. So when they say pop-up, like when we mean you think of pop-up, we think of like a weekend ordeal.
A day or two.
Yeah, but it seems like they're there for the
like a 6 month to a year lease.
Maybe
that's more like a residency.
Yeah, it's a residency they're doing. That's not even a pop-up.
That's a residency. Are you J-Lo in Vegas?
So did you even go to Former Vintage at all?
No,
so we didn't. Just went to No Joe's and the Nike outlet.
Oh yeah, we went there, and we were just at Great Lakes Crossing, so we were walking around there for a bit, and there was a comic book store next to No Joe's that I bought the most stuff there.
Really? At the comic book store?
Yeah, because I bought a Spider-Man shirt because I need a new one to go with my origin stories.
Hot.
And I bought a Cowboy Bebop shirt.
So are you going to ever complain about our pricing here today at Soul Status ever again?
I wanted to come give you a big old hug.
Yeah.
Just a giant hug.
I want to start charging you more.
And it's still going to be cheap.
And it's still going to be cheaper than them.
Don't do that to me. I'm just a poor boy.
No, yeah, you did some sneaker shopping today, actually. You and Wes.
Yeah, I did some sneaker shopping today. I bought some kicks.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
I was going to say, not me. I've been hunting, though.
No.
I sold some kicks.
I've been on a Pokemon run.
Yeah, I sold them to you.
Oh, I wasn't here. Was I?
Yes.
He sold them to me. And he wanted top dollar for him, and I gave it to him. I overpaid because you're my friend, and I love you. And then I always hook you up on the shoes on the back end. You do a lot for us.
I try to help
mental,
out.
Emotional, mental support, but that's about it in these podcasts. So I appreciate you very much.
I'll sell some shoes. What you need?
He has actually sold some shoes in here.
He has, yeah.
So I'll put these customer service bones to work. I sold those Travis 6s one day.
He did sell some Travis Scott 6s.
But no, I did that. I watched the fights this weekend. Shout out to Robert Easter.
Fights were good.
Jr.
Robert Easter killed him. I mean, he was awesome.
Broner got a win. Shout out to Ohio boys.
He did get a win.
Yeah. He got the dub.
But Easter looked good.
He looked good.
I don't know if dude looked bad.
No,
it doesn't matter.
Bunny just looked good. Like he had his lungs about him. Mm-hmm. He was moving really fluidly. Just the way that he was moving and throwing those jabs and just following up with combinations.
He was a shark.
Yeah. Going up in weight, it looks good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He went up in weight.
He looks good as a heavier boxer, for sure.
Shout out to Bunny.
And he's fast.
Yeah.
Stop it.
He's so quick. Broner, too. Broner was, granted, like that fight could have went either way.
Well, we thought
a lot of people
one
said
way.
that.
But,
yeah, I wanted to see him win. But by the time it came to the cards, like to the end of the fight, I didn't think he won the fight, to be honest with you. But at the same time, he just has such a career, and he's done so many things, and he's held belts in 4 different divisions, and he's the guy to beat. So you have to beat the shit out of him for him to take the L.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, we checked out Home Court over here, downtown Toledo. Shout out to Gotti.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Cool party, cool atmosphere, cool people.
Yeah, really good people down there.
It was really fun.
Shout out Daryl and Gotti.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
Appreciate you guys.
Also, shout out to Derek Lewis. I don't know if you guys watched the UFC fight at all. KO'd.
I did not see that.
I saw the knockout. I didn't watch the whole fight, but
laid dude out. It was nuts. Also, shout out to the 2 kids who beat up those OU football players, the Oklahoma football players. I don't know if you saw that video. Crazy. Kids, here's my PSA for the day, and then we'll talk about shoes. If you go to a bar and you're feeling a little randy, that's what the adults used to say, and you think you're about to get into a fight, look at these kids' ears. Any hint of cauliflower ear, leave those people alone.
You gotta look at the ears. If it's bubbled up, like either deformed, or you think something's fucking wrong with him, or he was born all fucked up, he's not. He's a fighter.
He probably did that on purpose, bro.
Yeah, he's
Like,
been
leave him alone.
He's battled.
Yeah,
He's battled before. He's taken hits.
Yeah, wrestlers
Bang
are
heads.
more like you'll see more cauliflower ear on wrestlers because it's something that you do over the course of a lifetime. It just so happens that a lot of that's true too. But like jiu-jitsu is kind of new to the States in terms of like when I was fighting in like 2009, 2008, 2010, that time there was still a lot of unsanctioned fights going on. UFC was not nearly as big as it is today. People were not getting paid. Like we would literally not get paid. We would fight at events at the Seagate Center and not get a paycheck.
Yeah, this was fun for you.
I'd get maybe a couple tickets so my family could go watch or something.
You do any of the tough mans before?
Never.
Lovin did the tough man.
Yeah, I'm not a boxer. I'm blind, dog. Put me in a ring. Put me on a mat.
He's got to sniff and touch you.
I got to just get my hands on you.
Yeah. Then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Wrapping people up with all types of crazy ass. But yeah, these two football players, I don't know, allegedly were talking shit. They were in a bathroom. One dude just basically mopped up a floor full of piss.
They literally roll around fighting in a floor full of piss.
Yeah.
Don't get in a fight in a bathroom. Just like go outside.
Just don't fight. Like leave these people alone. You don't know what these people can do. Cauliflower ear or not. Like you just don't know what people have.
Yeah. Or to be honest, even if what's even scarier too is like at least if you fight somebody who's skilled, they understand what they can do to you and they'll probably just try to like disable you or try to like eliminate the threat, get you in a, put you in a hold and just lock you up.
Right.
If you're fighting somebody who's not trained, that's kind of even scarier because they don't know what they're capable of. They could hit you the wrong way. They could pull out a weapon. Things could get, and it only takes the one punch in the wrong way. If one of those kids would have got punched and knocked out, hit their head on one of those urinals or something.
Yeah, done to the list.
Yeah. Now you're talking manslaughter.
Yep.
Prison for 20 years, 10 years.
Go look it up on Twitter though. Dude just wipes away some blood, smacks the other guy, and they just get busy. Real funny. But what do you want to get into first? You want to do mids? You want to argue about those?
There was a time where I never expected a mid to resell.
Don't even bring up mids.
Right? Well, you got to talk about them because it's a one, technically. And we used to wear, like, mids were what we had back when we were young.
You're talking about the original Jordan 1s.
So that was a mid.
It was like a mid.
No, it was a mid.
It was a mid.
Compared to what we have now.
I don't know if you've seen some older ones, like 10 years old, 15 years old.
No, 2006, 2000. Like when we were in high school and we were rocking sneakers, those are all mids. There was nothing this high cut. Now, granted, there was the high cut in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Kind of went away. Mids replaced it. And you had mids and lows. And then with the Jumpman on the back, that was the whole thing when we were coming up. Now, I believe in 2014, 2015, they got rid of the Jumpman. They went with the just plain backing, and they went with a higher cut. And then all of a sudden, everybody started like hating on mids, kind of. But like the OGs used to wear mids, right?
And they weren't called mids.
They weren't because there was nothing to compare it to.
So I'd hate to call them mids.
They are though. That pack that you just sold today.
Yeah.
The old love or
it's like an 05 pair or something. Yeah. 06.
Yeah, I just watched follow Magic City 419 on YouTube. Local cat does sneaker reviews and music and stuff, and he actually had that same pack and talked about it on a video he just posted recently, and showed them, and they were mid. I mean, they are mids.
They are.
But that's what a Jordan 1 high was back then when that released.
Back then, but the 85 cut all the way into the 90s was high. They lowered it in the early 2000s, and now it's back high again, you're saying?
Maybe. Maybe the dates are mixed up a little bit, but it was something like that, it seemed like. Because I don't remember do you remember there being this high of a cut?
So I'm thinking of the Royal ones that came out in 2001. Mm-hmm. That was not a mid.
But it is, though, compared to this.
You already sold that pair that you got in.
Yeah, but we had them.
Ago.
It was a mid.
It was a mid.
Yeah. Like I don't remember it being a mid. Maybe my memory's just
It
bad.
wasn't. It was just a little less.
Like a
than
little bit less than the
this.
collar, but I
But
think
the
the
mids are just a
heel
little bit less.
was still the same size. Like a mid, you lose that half an inch in the heel here. So
I see
a
this
theory,
back heel.
yeah, the mids are only about a half an inch shorter than an OG high. And where you see a lot of it is just here in the heel, where that is much shorter than what you get in the high.
Now, if you take the Old Love, New Love pack, or even the Game Royals from the early 2000s, that is the cut.
That was honestly it. Maybe a tad higher, but not even.
I doubt it.
Maybe the back was a little higher, like Chris was saying.
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so.
I'm looking to see if you have one over here.
It's too bad we don't have those shoes anymore. But like my whole, so back to my main point is that basically if ones are going to resell, like this shoe from $350 to $450 right now, right off the bat. Mochas we got start off at around, I mean, they were selling for less pre-release.
They were.
They were post.
They were under $300.
Yeah, we were buying them for like
280,
275, 280, right? They ended up getting up to, they're like 500, 550, and then they just recently took a little bit of a dump. But I mean, for you to be able to see a Jordan 1 come out, resell instantly for double or more retail, that would have never happened 5 years ago. 10 years ago was unheard of. They were on sale. You'd catch them on clearance. Now, not only are Jordan 1 highs that are underproduced actually reselling, but you also have mids reselling.
Crazy numbers.
Right?
Crazy numbers.
$200-$300
Easy.
For like a bread, like the bread mids.
or even like the smoke grays.
or
Yeah.
blues or anything. Any like
I know,
decent
I'm saying
colorway.
it's nuts.
I mean, it's hard for me to spend $250, $300 on mids when I could spend the extra 100 and get the real shoe.
Or just don't even spend the extra. I mean, you could buy like, you can actually buy highs for around the same price.
could.
Some of them.
Depending on, it depends on the shoe.
Yeah.
Like Volts you can buy.
Folds,
Yeah,
BioX maybe, smoke grays. Yeah, I mean, they're out there. You have options in that price range. So to me, it's interesting, but at the same time, I get the argument where people are like for mids, and they do some nice collabs where they have used premium materials. You have like the Fearless collab, which not my color, but
was all right.
nice suedes
nice.
on them. Yeah. You also have the clots. You also have these ones that are coming out here soon that kind of look like, I believe it's like a Celtic colorway.
You even got the CDG Air Force Ones. They did it in a mid.
Sure. But now with some of the mids that are coming out, like these ones right here.
What the F is that?
Now, I believe me and Pete, when we did a vlog not too long ago, we were up at like Somerset and, what's that other mall up there? Fairlane Mall.
Fairlane and all them, yeah.
Yeah, Great Lakes. Now, we were seeing these just sitting, right? These ones were sitting.
These?
Yeah, these were sitting like crazy. The maroon ones were sitting. The women's lows, the carbon mids, the carbon fiber mids, all those shoes were sitting. And we could have just bought all of them, right? Like the only ones we bought were those Chicago toes or whatever you call them. We've had like some influence from outside parties recently, kind of like what we talk about in like the stock market, where you have these people that are pumping up Dogecoin or they're pumping up, what was it, GameStop?
Yeah.
GameStop. I feel like we also have that in the sneaker community now with like characters like this Sneaker Invest guy, right? Where he'll come on and he'll put out a video after he buys up all these pairs, and he essentially can influence the market by saying like, this shoe is going to go to $300. Now everybody starts buying this shoe, pushing the market upward, especially when you have people hitting that green button on Stock and Goat. And it actually ends up happening. But would it happen if those types of people didn't try to pump up these shoes?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, like, but then again, there are situations too. Like if you remember when we were talking about the Strange Loves. Strange Loves came out. They were selling for like $400 or $500. It's a great quality shoe. I love that shoe. Now they started to tick up a little bit. And then I saw JC from 2J's Kicks and SB Collector on Instagram. I tuned into a live. They were doing like a co-live.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I remember it.
And they
That's
were
some
sitting there
fucked up
talking
shit.
about the shoes, just shoes in general, and buying stuff. And I believe SB Collector was showing like his dog's toys and stuff, and like they were just kind of like bullshitting. And then they got to a certain point where they're like, okay, do you want to show everybody what we've been waiting to show them? They had been buying up behind the scenes quietly, moving like ninjas, going, probably going to sneaker shows and whatever, and just
hundreds of pairs.
and even just hitting buy on GOAT.
Yeah.
He was showing, like, they showed like all the pairs that they were just going through their GOAT buy orders, and they were just buying up certain sizes. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, or somewhere in there, maybe 8, 8.5, 9, 8, 8.5, 8, 8.5, 9. They were buying up those pairs and hoarding them to be able to control the market. But after they had spent whatever it was that they were willing to risk on that shoe, they went ahead and told their immediate group, which would be the people who follow them, have notifications, story notifications, post notifications on, told them like, look, these things are going to the moon. These things are going to be $1,500, $2,000. We're buying them up at $800. Then that immediate circle
They start jumping on the train.
jumps on them. They go on GOAT. They hit buy. It drives the market up to $1,200, almost like within like a short amount of time. Then you have all these other like sneaker media outlets that like do websites, and they do like they do like vlogs or blogs, and then they're writing about this happening. And now you have a wider audience catching on, and they're like, oh shit, they're still cheap. He said 1,800, 2,000. They're still going for 1,200, but they were just going for 800
a week
ago. So he must be right. They're on to something. Let's buy it. So it just pumps it all up. And I see this is happening a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So is that shoe really as scarce as it seems? Not really. People are just buying
Not
them.
really, but it was limited. It is, a dunk, and they didn't have. It was a seasonal shoe at that time, and yeah, they are buying them up. So I think it's a little bit of everything, from how many they actually produced. It is a dunk, and these motherfuckers buying them all.
But they've never mass produced SB dunks, and I've been buying dunks since the mid 2000s. I used to just not even maybe 5 years ago, I was finding dunks at the back wall of the Nike outlet.
Easy.
On clearance for
Find
like
anything.
half price, additional 30% off on top.
Yeah. But a lot of those still don't go for money. You know what I mean? It's the newer stuff, the newer models that are coming up now, what's popping up on their sneakers. That's what's going for a lot of money. It's weird. It's like sports cards.
I feel like what's really doing the biggest money in the dunk realm and in the ones is the collabs.
Yeah,
the quick strikes.
Collabs are big.
Yeah.
Sean Clivers, great
Off-white
example.
ones, Chunky Donkeys. Like controversy. Like the 7-Eleven's never released
Yeah.
officially.
Right.
But they're out there.
They're out there.
Yeah. That's kind of like the Freddy Kruegers. The Krueger dunks.
What's that smoke dunk? Was that the 7-Eleven you're talking about?
No, it was just like 7-Eleven. Because in Japan, 7-Eleven is
What's
very
the 420
different than
one?
here.
The one.
Oh, that was the Skunks.
The Skunks never released.
Yeah.
And
The highs.
We went to a Columbus sneaker show, or I think it was Indiana, and some dude had like a dozen of them. And I'm like, what the
Allegedly.
fuck? Allegedly. And I'm just like, somebody better check this dude. Like, I don't fucking know how you got 12 of them.
Yeah, he had some heat on his table.
He had some heat on his table.
Everything was super
Connects,
exclusive.
man.
It is. It is all about your connects and your network. So
Yeah.
shout out to whoever got those.
Why even produce the mids? I don't know. Like you know my theory. I think mids are for kids and girls. Like
Yeah.
if you want to buy your kids some
Kids and little boys.
like, oh, you want some Jordans? Like, cool. I'm not gonna spend $400
Exactly.
on like a 6-year-old for something
You're
like
gonna
this.
grow out of it in 3 weeks. And
Right.
Get a new size.
Like, oh, I'll still buy you something that can be cool.
Mhm.
And then as you get older in a shoe that you're not going to grow out of in a day, yeah, I'll buy you a high. But, oof.
I can't even respect that shoe. I don't even want it on the table.
Yeah, like it's only got one eyelet. Doesn't even have the two up at the top.
Well, this is a PS pair.
Okay, where's that green one? I think that only has one eyelet up there.
Well, it's got two.
No, still no respect. We're not going to give it the respect it needs.
I think mids serve some purpose.
Yeah.
I think they do. Because not everyone is like us. Like, we're jaded. We know we want highs, and that's it. someone who just wants to, like, they want to be close to cool. And I'm not even trying to be derogatory. Like, people want to be cool adjacent. That's why we like sneakers in the first place, because all in all, they are cool. And I think, oh, I have a Jordan. It may not be like the most expensive Jordan, but it's still a Jordan. Like, I can still feel like I'm a part of said community. Like, I'm not copping a mid, but if someone wants to do that and that's the reason why, I can respect that.
I feel like for the most part, most mids like these here are the purpose from Nike's perspective is this is an entry level Jordan.
Oh, it's a gateway Jordan.
Yeah,
exactly. This
it's
is just
buying
like
mids.
It's harmless. It's only $70. You know, it's nothing. Here, just try it. Just try it. It's like the drug dealer getting you
I'm
on.
telling you, it's a gateway Jordan.
Yeah. And then once you get on this
garbage.
one, we should do like a little skit. It's like, just, come on, just try it once. Here, just
That's
try
a TikTok for you.
You put it on your feet, then all of a sudden, boom, like you're fucking
hype beast.
You know what?
sneaker.
I have noticed a lot of people wearing mids walking in here, and they do feel like they're a part of the sneaker culture, and they do appreciate it, and they do want highs.
Because we started with mids. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like everybody started with mids. The OG sneakerheads, unless you're like, you were born a hype beast, which I doubt anybody has been.
Yeah.
Everybody who's 28 and up started with mids.
It's a good argument. It's a good point.
Yeah. So why are we hating on the people that are starting with mids in 2020 or
because it shouldn't be a $300 shoe.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you
$100
there.
shoe. Let this be the entry into
100%.
the madness that we're into now.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Let's let the mids be mids and
right.
let kids and young people enjoy them without breaking the bank. Because all of us have had jobs when we were young, and back then minimum wage was even less. So y'all think y'all got it bad now?
Yeah.
You deserve $15 an hour? Shit, I remember working for $5.
Yeah. I remember we didn't even get to $7.
Jeez, we're washed.
Washed.
I think my first job was $7 at Finish Line.
I remember when minimum wage was like $5.30 or something.
Yeah, $5.25.
$5.25.
$5.25.
That's old. We're old. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could still give somebody the respect they deserve wearing mids. It's hard for me.
If they know what they're buying and they're like in it, maybe. If there's someone who's like dipping their toe into it and just like easing their way in, I'm all right with that.
I can't make fun of kids. I'm talking about grown-ass adults.
But there's grown adults that miss the sneaker. That like they weren't into sneakers, or maybe they couldn't afford them when they were young.
I know. Let me switch it this way. Would you buy any? Because you used to work on cars. You're a big car guy.
Sure.
It's like you buying some off-brand wrenches.
No, it's like you expecting everybody to own a Porsche right off the bat instead of started with a Honda Civic with 100,000 miles on it.
I started with the Honda Civic, though.
I know you did, but now you got a Porsche.
You gotta let someone
and
else
now
have that
that's
journey.
like you being like, I can't respect nobody who drives a Honda. And it's like, bitch, you started with a Honda. Don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from.
Forgot where you came from.
But you can't call old Jordan 1 mids. Yes, they were the same cut. I can agree
It's
with
a
you.
fucking mid. I don't care how you try to turn this.
But it wasn't called a mid. It was called the Jordan 1, and they still are a Jordan 1 with that mid cut.
Okay, bring it up. Bring them out. Set them next to that. If somebody walks in here wearing a 2006 Jordan 1 high or Jordan 1,
Yeah.
nobody can tell the difference. It is a mid. That's what I'm saying. It might not say mid on the box, but we know what it is.
Mids. Oh my god. I don't know. Let us know. Make sure you comment and get into this conversation.
Definitely. It's a heated one.
Yeah, I like it.
I just can't do it. I mean, I see exactly where Moose is coming from. He's so right.
You just can't respect it.
I just still can't respect it because even though I'll see those 01, 02, Jordan 1, highs, I know what they are. But like Moose is saying, if he walked in with anybody else wearing mids, nobody's going to think any different. They're
Also,
all mids.
Like, the materials that they use for mids
Totally different.
are so bad compared to
For the
highs.
most part.
Correct.
Every part.
Correct. Some of the
When
collabs
did
that
you
they've done,
see
like
a
the
good
clots
mid?
and stuff like that, are nice.
Okay.
They have
That's
some premium mids.
Okay, they do.
But, like the breads, those things feel like They're like pleather.
They're garbage.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, speaking of materials, though, what do you think about the materials that they use on this? And this is a preschool pair.
They should have put this on a high. They should put this on a high. Put it on a high. This is like a shattered backboard. It's almost like a shattered backboard patent leather.
Look at the blue stitching on the Nike swoosh. And no, do not make this in a high. Do not make this.
If they put that in a high, it's saw in a heartbeat.
This is like a bloodline silhouette,
Yeah.
but with black instead of the red. And then, yeah, I mean, like this is like you're kind of like a creamsicle shattered backboard.
I guess.
This is your Game Royal.
Shattered threes are basically that.
Yeah,
Throw some black in there.
It's a little more neon, but
I'm gonna try to sell you some mids next time you come in.
I'm not going to buy them.
he's not an entry level sneakerhead. The dude's got 100 pairs in his collection. I'm saying if you got like, because most people who start off have like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 pairs of shoes in their rotation, and it's usually not even a rotation. It's usually like, look, I got boots when it gets cold. I got sneakers when I'm casual.
Yeah.
And I got dress shoes
For work.
or a funeral.
Yeah.
And some white Air Force Ones locked away, just ready.
Not even that.
Not even
White
that.
Chucks.
I got
White
8,
Chucks?
White
or
Chucks.
Asics or Vans or like,
A white pair of shoe. Yeah.
I got a gym shoe.
I got a shoe from Marshalls for $12.
I haven't been to Marshalls in a minute.
And then they spent $150 on like an Ultra Boost, $180.
I know.
And they're like, oh, what have I been doing? Or they spend like $140 on a real dope pair of like ASIC Gel Light 3s.
Or newbies.
Yeah.
Some newbies right now.
Get some made in the US, made in the UK, New
Ooh.
Balances.
Caught them on sale. They got the made in USA. They got the nice
when you find them
materials on
sale,
them.
it's the best.
Yeah.
Because it's a quality shoe, from the stitching to the materials to just it being made in USA.
And then go, oh,
Love it.
I see why these people spend a lot of money on
Yeah.
shoes. What else is out there?
But it's like anything, any kind of collector. Like when I first started collecting cards, I used to go through like the penny bins, or like because they would have like these boxes of cards, and it was nothing sweet.
Like sports cards you're talking
Yeah,
Yeah.
sports cards. But you would just like flip through them, and it'd be like a nickel a card, or like 10 cents a card or something. And you just flip through and you'd find players that you like, and it wasn't the most desired card from them, but it was still a card with their picture on them. And I was a kid, I didn't know any better. I didn't have money,
It made you smile. You enjoyed it.
It's like dollar comics.
Yeah. But like any
nickel.
addiction or collection, it takes a little bit more to get that next hit, that next high.
Yeah.
And eventually you end up in this realm. But this is where it starts. I wouldn't even say this is where it starts. I would say like this is when it gets serious, is when it starts getting serious, because it really
When
starts.
you're looking, your eyes are getting bigger.
It starts in Payless, or it starts at, because that's when the first, I got a fresh pair of sneakers. You walk into school and, you feel fresh. You feel different. Then these make you feel like, oh, now I'm hip. I got Jordans.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know people that started with Team Jordans. And they thought they were sweet. And you know what? There were actually some decent ones back in the day. But
Back in the day, there were some sweet ones.
There's
Yeah.
2 pairs that are dope. I think it's the first ones and the second ones. And they come like the North Carolina colorway.
yeah,
Those are fire.
had a little bit of the cement in them or something.
Yeah.
Or was it
wouldn't
elephant
buy,
print or
I wouldn't buy like the Jordan 6 rings or no shit
No.
like that.
Those
That's
D-Wades.
that's like a gateway shoe too to some people.
It is.
Because I mean, you
100%.
get some people, look, I get it. Everyone's social, like their economic background or whatever. Not everyone can afford a $500 shoe, like resale.
Yeah.
If that's what you can get, and you still want to be like adjacent to it, that's just what you have to get.
Interesting. Well,
Like I used to be like a big hater.
I'm
I'm
curious.
starting to change my stance.
I'm curious what people are going to think on the YouTube, and definitely leave some comments below about the mids, what you guys think about it. I don't know. Like you guys are talking about how you first started. I started off just rocking the Jordans when they first came out.
nah, dog?
No.
You didn't come out the womb wearing Jordans.
Not at all.
No,
were rocking
but I
Target shoes or
fantasized
something.
that. Oh, I was
I
rocking
had-
Payless on a
Payless.
Lexus and Lewis.
Fam.
I'd go to that Payless, and it was like we never saw Nikes until high school. And when we would want to buy Nikes, we'd want Jordans, and foreign mothers.
Dude, I was getting
First generation here, like you're not wearing no Jordans. Like who the fuck? First of all, it's $200 or $180. I'm not buying that.
No,
You're
it was
going to Value
even.
City to pick
It
up
wasn't even
Nikes.
100, and it was still like a
too
big
much.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like 100. Nah, dog. We giving you some $10 shoes.
Like, my mom was a police officer, and it was like in that
Your
time
mom was a cop?
where people were getting like beat up and killed for Jordan. She's like, yeah, no, you're never getting these. I like Allen Iverson too, Ma. You can have those. Like, I think I got a pair of hand-me-down Grant Hills. I'm not kidding. Like, from a neighbor.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some hand-me-downs. And my parents, I come from like a nuclear 2-parent household who both have made good incomes.
Yeah.
They just weren't spending that money on kicks. They didn't.
We didn't get rich until middle school, high school, and then that was like the first Nike I bought.
Yeah,
Big
but
deal.
no, we went to Value City. We picked up like Nikes there. I was kind of picking them up wherever I could. But then I did get Nikes. I had a pair of pennies. I had a pair of Grant Hills.
What do you mean? We were wearing Doc Martens and cutting up the bottom heel of our jeans and making them bell bottom.
That's a high school, bro.
Yeah.
I still remember in
We
like
weren't wearing
elementary
Jordans.
school, I was wearing like the four-stripe Adidas before K-Swiss was like a
Ooh, K-Swiss.
K-Swiss.
Bro, K-Swiss hit big.
Yo, I'll tell you, I got one for you. I played basketball. I think it was 6th grade in BK Diamond
What?
British Knights.
And you know, he
BK
wasn't really playing basketball. It was all defense.
Those were lit.
I would never put that on.
You know how like you go to Target or Walmart now and you'll see like the Shaq shoes or whatever?
Dude, the Shaq Reeboks were dope. The
No,
Rainmakers.
but they're not, I don't think
Or
they're
not the
really
Shaqnosis.
I don't think they're really Shaq shoes though. It just looks like they
No,
do it
they're his.
at Walmart.
Yeah, those are his.
Oh my god,
He
that's crazy.
left Reebok to make those shoes so
For
like,
Walmart.
Yeah, so people who don't make a lot of money can buy like shoes
It
with a
looks
name on them.
almost like Michael Jordan, like he took like the jump man and made
Yes.
it a dunk,
I remember
but he's
that.
overweight. And it's like this big overweight dude like dunking double
Kind of
handed
around the
dunking.
same
Yeah,
time
those
the
are
And One shoes came out, wasn't it?
And one was another one that was
I had
like,
a bunch of those too. Buy some and ones, get the tapes. Everybody had that and one sock shoe.
Yeah.
Everybody had that.
Everybody. I never bought a pair of And Ones.
Yeah, I bought
Tried to
some.
dribble like them, but
what about the Dadas?
I never bought
the
Dada
Dadas.
Supremes. I did not have a spinner in
My
my,
mom
shoe.
wouldn't let me.
I was
But I
working
seen
at
them.
Finish Line when
You're
those
not
came
Spanish.
out. Do you remember they
You're
had the
not
wood
Spanish.
grain one?
Yeah.
The wood grain Dadas.
Like push it, like or would it, you would step.
You
and
would
it would
walk.
spin.
That was
in
the spinner,
momentum.
yeah.
It would like
And
It
Sprewell
had
was
like
wearing
an
them.
air bubble to spin it or something. They
Yeah.
were hilarious. Some of the technology
Dude,
today.
Latrell Sprewell was on an NBA court rocking some Dada Supremes with
Yeah.
the spinners in them.
patent leather,
Yeah.
blinging. Like I remember my little brother bought a pair of blue ones, Hada, and he rocked them. So because back then,
Bro,
when you buy a pair of sneakers, that's a sneaker you're wearing every fucking day
everybody
for the
was
whole
wearing
year.
Dadas for a minute.
Well, Hada was like, back then he was a little bit of a thicker kid. So he was wearing FUBU and he was wearing like, oversized stuff.
Yeah.
He had those Dadas and he got them like patent blue. And they were probably close to this, but it was the whole shoe was patent blue. And he had to wear them every day. So imagine like, you got like, because back then we had like 4 fits. We had to do laundry during the week or else we
You
didn't
wore
have
the
nothing to
same
wear.
jeans all week.
Oh, yeah.
So if all your fits, and probably one of his fits, I think, matched those shoes well, and then everything else he wore with it clashed. So it was like,
Yeah.
and when you're wearing that loud of a shoe, everybody knows you wore
notices.
that shoe.
Yeah. Because you've been spinning all down the hallway.
At least it was before What Are Those? Imagine if that. I mean, you would still get roasted for your shoes.
Oh, man. No, we thought it was cool back in the day. The spinners, spinning wheels.
Those are going to
They
come
had
back. I
spinners.
just know
Rap
it.
artists had spinners. No, they're not.
Yes,
Please
they
don't.
are.
Please don't.
Someone's
No.
gonna find a pair where the spinner still works, like the air pocket hasn't folded or something. Someone's gonna wear those, and then like Nia and these kids are gonna be like, "What? What year did those come out?
Not gonna.
2004. It's vintage."
Y2K. I'm cool on the
Oh, my
Dadas. Don't bring
God.
those back. Thank you
Someone's
for the memories.
gonna come in there. They're gonna ask if you'll buy them.
No. Not buying Dadas.
I heard you guys talking about Dadas on YouTube.
Yeah.
I got a whole collection of Dadas.
Oh my god!
All
Somebody
the
has that
Dadas.
somewhere.
I got
Someone has
Dada
one.
overstock.
Maybe.
I bought a fucking storage unit full of Dadas.
Oh gosh, that'd be cool though.
But I
Make a
saw a
video out of that.
dude rocking some Sean Kemp Rainmakers
Really?
about a month ago. I was like,
Should have told him to take them off.
no, that's a fire shoe.
What?
For nostalgic purposes
Okay.
mainly. But I think it's like those,
Yeah.
the Shacknosis, those are fire shoes.
I actually like the Shacknosis.
Both of you stop talking about shit shoes.
Do you remember the the Kobe Adidas.
Yes, I actually loved them. The box one you're talking about looked like
Yeah.
a robot.
They got like
Yeah. Then the
rip-
second one's got a little more futuristic, but that original
No,
one.
like the box.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
The box. Like, I don't know how he played in them, but I love that
They
shoe.
came in a silver box.
I remember that. I was
I like the
watching
Crazy
TV,
Eights.
and I think I was playing N64 when those came out.
N64.
Yeah, that was old. That was a long time ago.
This turned into like a wild nostalgic.
N64, 1994, 1995.
I was playing on N64.
Oh, it wasn't like when it came. I was gonna say because
yeah.
Kobe didn't even.
No, we never got systems right when they came out. We were too. We're still poor. Yeah, and I think Kobe.
No, I got PlayStation came out in 95 or 94, 95. I remember getting it for Christmas, the original PlayStation with the disc on the top. That
Ooh.
fucking pop.
PS2.
And then I remember N64 came out, and I was like, "What? 4 people can play?
What do you mean?
We don't have to share?" Because I grew up with a family of 3 brothers. I mean, we had 3 when we were that young. There was 3 of us.
Like
Do you remember the
metal
Crazy Eights
pillows.
though? Those are actually
The Crazy Eights are cool.
those are fire.
Who they had a color of Crazy Eights that came out recently.
Like the orange
Like
one or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I think it was orange.
Speaking of Yeezys,
Yeah.
you see the 450s.
Of course.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Those mittens.
Yeah,
Talking about those mittens that he.
look like the
I think it's cool. I respect what he's trying to do. I love the idea of futuristic shoes and the way you use materials and technology. Now, would I wear that shoe? Probably not.
Hey, remember when I was complaining that Yeezy's not coming out with new
Yeah.
models?
I was begging him to come out with new models.
He
And
gave us
my
another
word.
500 high, and giving us this 450.
He's answering your prayers.
He is.
Because it's 700
Thank you,
season
Jesus.
right now. Yeezy only comes out with 700s in the beginning of the year, and that is it. You know, so this is all we're getting. Those cream V3s, or V2s, I'm sorry, and this 450 sock.
It looks nuts. I don't know. I got to see one. I'm probably going to try to get it,
Of course.
and then you just do what you got to do
It's
after
going to be
you
impossible
get
to
it.
get, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. I know
mean, it's
he's
gonna be
already
like the
given it
foam
out.
runner.
Yeah, foam runner, which is a really hot shoe. I love that. Or sandal, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, no matter what they end up doing, Yeezy brand they know the recipe to create like demand in the marketplace. I would argue that they were probably the first ones to really use that model of extreme scarcity and then, putting them in the right hands to make it. Like now, all brands know about this strategy. Most big brands are like try to do it to some degree. I would argue that the PE and then reproducing a PE looking shoe is pretty much a similar strategy from like when they do the first release of like the foam runner. The foam runner was extremely small quantity in the beginning, sold out like instantly,
Yeah.
resold like crazy right off the bat. They're expensive as shit still.
Hopefully we can hit 450s, and hopefully we all eat because that's what we're buying them
Yeah,
for.
let's hope.
Unless it's just a real dope feeling shoe, then maybe I'll keep it.
Yeah.
Shout out
It's a
to
nice
Ye.
shoe.
He's finally giving me the style, the new styles that I said that I wanted, that I may or may not
Halo
actually
vibes.
want.
Yeah. The Halo vibe.
Oh.
We'll see. It'll be iconic. Watch. I mean, I'm sure
It's gonna
later
go
down
nuts.
the road, it'll be a shoe we wish we had.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week. I hope that didn't sound too abrupt and that transitioned really nicely. If not, whatever. We'll see you on the next one anyway. If you haven't done it yet, hit the big button underneath. Hit that subscribe for us. Make sure that is red and not translucent. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when these videos show up. We got quick hitters coming up this week. More sneaker buys. It's all coming, so stick around with us. We'll see you next time.
There's